What's up, guys? I think I'm gonna move my blackberries. Before I do that, though, here's the conundrum. I did some tilling, not today, but actually it's been about, I would say 7 weeks ago, maybe 8 weeks ago. It was early January. We hadn't had any rain in, I don't know, a month and a half or two, possibly longer than that, and all the dirt was just bone dry from being frozen, and it finally thawed out a little bit. Tilled up really nicely. I had a pile of mushroom compost over there that I slung around everywhere before I tilled it with my shovel. You can kind of see the difference in color here between some of the clay soil, clay-ish soil. It's black dirt, but it's got some gumbo-y kind of clay mixed in with it every so often. But that dark stuff is that mushroom compost. But like I said, I tilled right up almost to the edge of this landscape mesh, so it threw a whole bunch of dirt over it. I just need to push it all back, and then I can go dig up my blackberries, and then I can have a 55-foot long row of blackberries this year to make me food. Sounds like a pretty sweet trade-off to me. Let's do it. Videography learning moment. I just talked for like a minute, forgot to push the record button. Anyways, I'll show you what I did. That's all done, ready to stick plants in. I've got 2 up there on my porch called sweetie pies, thornless blackberry variety, and these ones over here I showed you in this last video, my briar patch as it is. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't ever planted thornless blackberries, do it. But I cannot recall the variety of these. It's called Navajo or Cherokee something. It has a Native American name to the beginning of the first part of it. But anyways, it's time to dig these up, stick them in the big garden. Alright, I just looked it up. They're called Navajos, and that's it. I thought there was another name. It's not, it's just Navajos. Anyways, I'll never complain about buying blackberries again. I've dug like 2 feet. I think I've got enough to do the whole row now, 55 feet long. So this is all I've dug up so far. I mean, literally right here on the end of the row is all I've dug up. Most of these are, I mean, they're not all tied together. Some of them are, but most of these are individual plants that have came off of sucker shoots. Holy cow. I think I planted 8 plants over here originally, and it just kept, you know, getting wider and wider. The only thing I did special to these is the bases of all these. I just kept adding straw to them every year or 2 or whatever, and that way the ground stayed nice and moist in the summertime. I didn't have to water them as often. But holy cow, guys, I may have to do like 2 rows of blackberries. I don't know if I want to do that or not, but I really don't want these blackberries in my yard either. I can't decide what to do now. Too many plants. Alright guys, these are those first 2 plants are those sweetie pies. I've got them isolated to the end of the row here so I can keep track of them. Well, this is what we dug up so far. I'm gonna put them every foot. Why not, right? I've got so many starts over there. Let's do it. Alright, that's about enough plants for half the row, so I'm gonna go dig up a few more. That's crazy. So many starts. These are all canes that came up last year. I'm wanting to say they, don't quote me on this, first year cane doesn't produce. I think the second year cane is the one that produces, and then it dies after it produces. I'm wanting to say that's the way it is. I think that's how most raspberries are. Not all of them, but I think blackberries are a second-year cane producer. So stop cutting your blackberries off, Dad. That's why you never get any. So I wanted to show you guys something. We had 3.5 inches of rain last night, right? And then on Wednesday night, excuse me, today's Saturday. So 3 days ago, we had 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inches. Now, this hole I just dug, you can see, let me back camera out a little bit. I don't know, it's 8 or 9 inches deep to the bottom. And there's no standing water in here, right? That's a good sign that your soil is really well drained. We've had between 4 and 5 inches of rain this week, and there's no water sitting at the bottom of that hole. Pretty happy with it. This last year I had some dirt hauled in, like I said in that last video I made. It's kind of a clay-based black dirt kind of mix, but I have black dirt here in my yard that I mixed in with it. Plus I've had some mushroom compost mixed in with it. Plus out here I had tomatoes planted last year. Let's see, 2 or 3 rows of them, and I put straw down. I'll show you guys this year whenever it's time for me to put my tomatoes in. But I mean, you can see all the debris out here, and that's after I tilled. That is, you know, that's some weeds, mostly straw, and then your dried up vines from your tomato plants. I just leave them in here until I'm back into the ground every year for organic matter. Yeah, I mean, you get 4 or 5 inches of rain, you can dig a hole all the way to the bottom of your garden, more or less, and you don't have any standing water. That's a good deal. Nature is so prolific, people. I love it. Check this out. 2 sweetie pies. I don't care about those per se, but I mean, just the bounty that we can create if you just use your head and your hands a little bit. That's where I stopped planting them. I had to go dig up more, like I said a minute ago. I've got them all laid out here. I mean, I'm going like every foot and a half, right? So, I mean, look at the root balls of some of these plants. I mean, I literally just dug these up. They haven't been out of the ground and dried out or whatever. They're ready to go, and with this wet soil, they'll just keep on rolling, I'm sure. Especially since it's not hot. If it was hot, they might set them back a little bit, but these blackberries are so tough, people. I mean, look at this one. That sucker has some roots on it now. Look at all the leaves on it. They're getting ready to pop. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. There's a good one there. Beautiful blackberry leaves. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Anyways, you can see all the buds on it. My gosh, this is getting ready to explode. I mean, it's already, gosh, I don't even know, 9 feet tall. I'm going to show you how much of this row of briars, brambles, whatever you want to call them, that I've dug up so far. I literally thought I was going to have to dig up all of these to fill that row out. You can see where I've been working the ground with the shovel. 4 feet of it. I've still got, my gosh, I don't know, 14, 15 feet left. I mean, I've got these pieces of rebar in here for support that stuck in the ground years ago, and I think the last plant was planted like right here maybe. And they've sent out suckers all the way down here to where I've got this granite stacked up. It's just incredible. I mean, last year they made blackberries, people, like the size of your thumb. You could only put like 1 blackberry in your mouth. They were so big, pretty much. And I didn't do anything special to them. Just water them maybe every now and then. If we went a week without any rain, I'd give them some water, you know. I might have fertilized them once, but I mean, that's just spraying a little Miracle Grow on them. I didn't do anything crazy. But I don't know. What do you guys think? You think I ought to do another row in the garden? Because I've got a whole nother, I think I've got enough of this fabric here. 6 foot wide, but it comes rolled up 3 feet. So whenever you roll it out, you cut it to length, and then you lay it open, and 6 feet wide, as you can see this is. But it's 3 foot wide out of the factory for shipping purposes. I'm sure I've got enough left to do one more row. That was a 300 foot long roll. But here was my idea. Instead of laying it open, like you can see how wide, I'm pretty sure this is a 6 foot piece here. It's a different brand, but I'm sure it's the same company makes it. They just changed their, every time you look this stuff up, there's a different company name for this stuff on Amazon. It's all made in China. So, but anyways, my point is, if I left it doubled up, I could do, you know, just a 3 foot section of it, 3 feet wide, and be doubled up, which would make it last a long time, I'm sure, staking it down into the ground. And I could do another row of blackberries over here. You know, maybe, I don't know, I would come over maybe 8 or 10 inches from the center of the row, start that landscaping fabric all the way, and then it'd be 3 feet. So roughly 4 foot from center of where I've got these going. Probably about right here would be where the other row would end. I might just have to do that. I've got so many blackberries. Why not, right? I think I picked, oh my gosh, what'd I pick? 4 gallons off this little row over here last year. I don't do anything, like, I don't treat them bad or nothing. I don't pamper them either. Like I said, I might have fertilized them and watered them a little bit, and that was it. Whenever I mow through here, I come right through here, blah, blah, blah. I blow grass towards them. So it's getting all the, you know, grass seed and weed seed and stuff like that. That way I don't blow it into my raised bed. But blackberries grow above all that kind of stuff anyway. You just got to make sure you don't get a bunch of trees and things like that trying to come up in there. You cut those off, which I haven't even had to do that yet because it shades everything so well whenever it's leafed out. But propagation gets me excited, I guess. All right, guys. I mean, that plant there is like, I don't know, at least 8 feet tall to the tip of it. So we got everything in the ground. Let's count them. So I counted 47. There was 47 starts from that little briar patch over there on the very end of it. Right there. You can barely make it out, I guess, but gosh, now I want to plant another row. I think I might have to do that. Can't make up my mind. All right, you talked me into it. I went ahead and did it. Can't help myself. Got her rolled out. Half of it staked down. I'll save you guys the hyperlapses of me planting and digging things up. But anyways, yeah. I'm freaking pumped about all these blackberries I'm going to have this year. So the garden's 55 feet long. It'll be 110 feet plus whatever I leave over here, because I'm not going to just mow them off. I wouldn't waste a free resource like that, per se. Heck, I may just do an experiment and run the tiller through the yard in a spot. Maybe not even till them, just go every so often and see what they turn into and show you guys how tough they are and how easy they are to grow. So anyways, that's what I'm doing today, and man, I'm gonna have a lot of pie this coming summer. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll catch you all on the next one. See ya.